It's JMU versus Florida State, but the good news for JMU is that DeAndre Francois is gone for the season with a broken collarbone. But right now, as you can see in the ACC, we are rated slightly ahead of them. Florida State, though, they're coming for us, and they're right on our heels. If we take a closer look at this crazy matchup that you guys are about to see, we have a better points per game margin, we have a better rush offense, and then we have the best total defense out of these two. And look at this, the rush defense, we're actually the #1 rush defense in the nation, which is kind of difficult to believe considering how many rushing yards we've given up this season. If we take a glance at the 1, 2, and 3 teams, we have Oregon, UCLA, and TCU as your top teams, with Alabama at 4 and JMU at number 5, the highest we have ever been. Florida State at number 6, who is obviously our opponent today. USC in the top 10. Notre Dame fell from number 1 to number 11. Ohio State's now 12. UTEP moves to 24, and Navy slides themselves into the top 25 now. This is officially the biggest game in JMU's entire program history. We are facing the Florida State Seminoles at their stadium, and it's a top 10 game right now. Disher has to be nervous. Look how crazy the play art is. Disher is definitely nervous. So McMahon's going to move in motion into the backfield. You already know what it's going to be. The wide receiver screen here. Oh, a nice play by McMahon, but he juked and really didn't need to. The nerves are definitely at an all-time high. Disher's ready to go again. We get a couple completions in. He's probably going to settle in, so we're going to see what happens here. We've got a guy across the middle. We throw it again. This one's going to be McMahon. McMahon has a much better opportunity here on the receiving side than he does on the rushing side. Picks up 20 big yards. And while there's a lot of pressure on the shoulders of Joe Disher, a big part of this is going to be on backup running back Trey Sharp to see what he can do against this tough Florida State Seminoles defense. A new set of downs as we hit just about the 50-yard line. We got a guy across the middle in Clay Smith, and Clay Smith trucks the safety and gets 12 to make sure he gets that first. Disher now has a couple completions under his belt, and I feel like he's finally settled in. Now he throws a dot to Daniel Clemens, who does haul that one in for 17 big yards again. Just outside of the red zone now, Disher again drops back. I think he might have Jordan Dotson on an underneath route. He throws the underneath route, and there is Jordan Dotson inside the 10. It's so good to see him back involved in the offense. There's actually been a rumor floating around campus that Jordan Dotson had some disciplinary action, which is why we didn't see him kind of, being super involved in the offense the past few weeks, but now he's back involved, and Joe Disher says, don't mind me, I'm going to turn up the field, and Disher fumbles again. Disher fumbles on the 1-yard line. Bad news for Joe Disher, another turnover. That is not what we want to see against Florida State right now. So the bad news is they are not going to overturn that one. It is going to stand, and we're going to try to get a blitz going here. They go to the fullback, and the fullback gets him a little breathing room as he picks up 3. And there's a big opportunity for JMU if they can get a stop here. So the backup quarterback's going to hand this one off, and there is all the room in the world to run, but Rashad G. Jr. hits 2 people at one time and stops them. And you can definitely tell that Florida State's not comfortable with their backup quarterback because so far he hasn't passed. Now he does opt to pass here. He throws one out to the right-hand side, and a great snag by George Campbell. We do not want Florida State to get into a groove because this is the wrong offense, even with the backup quarterback, to let them get into a groove. And Charles Tutt says, don't worry, he's going nowhere on this one. So it's 3rd and 10 now. We got to watch for all sorts of passes, all sorts of check down passes. They're going across the middle. Looks like a halfback screen now. We're going to try to stop him. We do stop Patrick at 4th and 1. Hopefully now we see a punt. So Florida State is a little bit too afraid to actually go for it. They decide to punt it, and Stephen Weldon, the always dangerous returner, is back here ready to go. Now a good block. He's going to move out to the left-hand side. The speed just isn't quite there, though, as they chase him downhill, only picking up 13. If Joe Disher can settle down and lead this team to a touchdown, I think they have a good opportunity. I don't know how high scoring this game is going to be today, but if Joe Disher is moving like this, we might have a chance to score. Disher goes down 5 yards after pulling off a crazy run. Disher seems to settle down here on 2nd down. He's got an opportunity to cross the middle, and he finds Drew Coates. Take the small yards they give you and keep pushing down the field. If you're the coaches for JMU, you have to be slightly nervous that Joe Disher is out here sacrificing his body as much as he is. I mean, he's fumbled already today's game. He got knocked out last game. We got to make sure he doesn't run a ton more. But Disher has definitely been one of those guys that wants to put the team on his back and wants to show that he can actually lead this team. Now we see our halfback wide open here. Sharp moves out in here. He's going to try to do it, and he gets clothesline. They just clothesline Trey Sharp right to the throat there. Still a good route, a good play, but that young man almost died here. Look at it one more time. Boom, killed him. We're inside the 30. Last time we were down here, we did pretty well, but a big sack by FSU. The heat came off the edge, and Joe Disher had no answer. Disher is struggling on this drive because there's a ton of pressure being sent from FSU, and it's getting to him. Now, he throws a horrible pass here. It's going to be intercepted. Disher, that was not even close. Joe Disher, what are you doing? Horrible play. Horrible pass, and FSU now has the momentum. After the fumble and that interception, it looks like Coach Mike Houston is looking at possibly putting in Chase Sinclair here in the second half because we cannot rely on Joe Disher if he's going to be having turnovers like this nonstop. And while obviously Disher is a piece of concern for this JMU offense, They have to be worried about the defense right now because giving up that huge run to the quarterback on that previous play was not good. 2nd and 13 now. FSU is looking for some sort of crazy play here. They got a couple of options. This one is going to be caught by Campbell. George Campbell has come up huge on long conversions all game long for FSU. FSU is now in the red zone. We have to be nervous if we're at JMU. They're going to run up the middle, and no one is going to stop the running back until Vickers gets inside the 5. So JMU has to get a stop here. FSU is pushing the ball up again. They go for the run. This is going to be a hit by Holmes, but FSU strikes first here in the 2nd quarter. Late in the 1st half, a big-time touchdown by FSU to take the first lead of the game. Joe Disher is now on a short leash from Coach Mike Houston. He has got to convert and do something huge, or else the team is in huge trouble, and he might be on the bench. Disher looked good on that last drive, but how long will it last? And we opt to throw a pass out here, and it's intercepted by Castillo. Castillo's going to intercept this one. Trey Sharp comes in, but it's too late. He already falls down. The 3rd turnover by Joe Disher, and we might just see him out of the ball game now. You can hear the Florida State fans screaming. The tomahawk chops are in full effect at the moment, so we need to get a stop and get it ASAP. And this ball's thrown deep. Charles Tutt has it, and then he drops it. It would have been a huge momentum swing, but unfortunately he couldn't pull in his 5th interception. It's 3rd and 10. JMU knows what's coming. It's got to be a pass. There's no way they run it. So the pass is thrown quickly underneath, and that one's going to be a stop. We're going to call a timeout. It's 4th and 4. It's a time for a punt. So far today, FSU has looked like the better team, and JMU has to make sure they can stop that and show that they are absolutely the better squad. Now, Disher on the run throws a pass to Henry Castle, who catches that one one-handed. JMU lines up quickly with 40 seconds left. Again, 2 timeouts. They can keep driving. They'll be okay. Now, this ball's thrown over here. Clay Smith almost has it, but it's batted down by the defender. 2nd and 10, 35 seconds left. Again, this is a huge moment in the game, and Disher takes another sack. We got to call a timeout here. 3rd and 16. Joe Disher, what do you have right now? The offense has been letting him down, or the offensive line has been letting him down. He throws one. Oh boy. Going into halftime, Florida State has a 7-0 lead, and JMU is the captain of the struggle bus. If JMU wants to win in this game, they have to do much better here in the 2nd half, but it's not going to start by giving up big plays to George Campbell time and time again. FSU continues their dominance. Now they're getting the momentum. They're playing at home. Obviously, their fans are hyped. And oh, we thought we had a big stop in the backfield, but it ends up being a Constantino 8-yard rush. 2nd and 2, we're going to try to get some pressure on Constantino. He's been pretty much perfect all game long with nobody in his face, but finally we get a stop, making it 3rd and inches. If we can get a stop here, we'll be okay. So here we go. Can we get a stop on 3rd and inches? What will FSU run in this play? It looks like an actual run. Holloway is going to make the stop in the backfield. That should force a punt. I don't think their kicker has a long enough leg to make that field goal. But wait a second. FSU says, don't mind us. We're going to go ahead and go for this. And so a big play call here. We try to step the middle, and Holloway comes up huge again. Turnover on downs. No points for FSU, and we stop their drive cold. As much as I don't want to do it, we're going to keep Joe Disher here in the 2nd half and see what he can do. So 2nd and 3. If he makes another turnover, though, he's probably going for the game. Now, Trey Sharp's out to the edge. Trey Sharp turns up the field, breaks a few tackles, and he gets a 12-yard rush to keep the chains moving. Disher tries to go for the read option. It's going to work. Disher's out here again. He's going to slide on this one. There we go, Joe Disher. Play it smart, play it safe, and keep your body intact. A major play here. It's 3rd down. What are we going to get? We see a guy across the middle. We throw it, and Sean McMahon, he holds on to it. A big catch by Sean McMahon to get that first. We're going to try to mix things up here with a little bit of play action. We've got an underneath route. We're going to hit that one. We're going to keep, again, with these short intermediate routes, letting them go to work. So it's 3rd and 3. We're going to move Dodson in motion. We're going to give the ball to Trey Sharp. He's got plenty of room. He gets the first down and a lot more. Trey Sharp with a 10-yard rush now. Keep feeding this young guy the ball. 2nd and 7. We're going to take the reins off Disher and let this young dude throw the ball. But he steps up in the pocket. Joe Disher finally runs one, doesn't fumble it. 7-yard touchdown run by Joe Disher. And just like that, assuming the extra point goes in, we got a tie ball game, people. Can the JMU defense step up and make a stop against Florida State? Not even just a stop. We need a turnover. A turnover is exactly what this team needs. So King Ortiz comes in for the pressure. Phillips catches this one, but we folded him up like a lawn chair. Now, King Ortiz Jr. has an abdominal strain. He's going to be out for a few plays now, so we got to be careful, work on making sure he gets back in the game. But Phillips with another catch makes another first down for FSU. 1st and 10 again. FSU's going to run the ball this time with Patrick going through, and Patrick holds on to that one. Still a huge hit by the safety, but we need a fumble or a pick ASAP. It's good to see King Ortiz Jr. back in the game. He is playing with an abdominal strain, so we have to be, cognizant of that. Now, he tries to blitz on this one. The pass was out to the edge, and Tutt was so close to getting a pick, a couple steps away, but he gets a stop in the backfield to make it 3rd and 2. So the end of 3, it's a 7-7 ball game. The number 5, the number 6 team, they are battling it out today. Can we get the stop that we need? It's 3rd and short. What will FSU do? They're going for a run, and King Ortiz Jr. says, not on my watch, with an abdominal strain, comes up with a major stop on 3rd down. With 5 minutes left here in the 4th quarter, we have to make sure we score on this drive. We have to put pressure on FSU at this point. Now Disher's going to try to roll out a little bit. He's going to go through and he gets hit pretty hard and he fumbles. Disher fumbles again. This time it is in FSU's territory. The 4th turnover by Joe Disher. Leonard with a major sack and a major forced fumble. There are a lot of upset JMU fans today with Joe Disher. He has just not been the guy we've been used to seeing most of this season, not getting those first downs, not holding on to the ball, and just not protecting it in general. It's 1st and goal now for Florida State. They're going to get a guy in motion over here to the left, or to the right-hand side. We're going to try to blitz still off the right and stop any run they could be possibly doing. I mean, plug a hole and Branch comes in with a major stop, but they still get 4 yards. We've got a 2nd and goal now. You got to imagine this is a run. It ends up being a run to the outside. We have no one to tackle. Great blocking by FSU, horrible tackling by JMU, and Florida State now has a 14-7 lead. Joe Disher has one final drive of redemption here. If you don't get anything here, you have to imagine that he's pretty much done for, and a sack ends up happening again. It's now or never, Joe Disher, 3rd and 18. The pressure is there, the pass is over, and this is going to be caught by Clay Smith, who goes up the field, bailing Joe Disher out 29 yards on a thread of a needle. 1st and 10, Disher may have his groove back now. He throws one out to the right-hand side. This one is to Clay Smith again. Clay Smith has become his favorite target on this drive. 29 yards earlier, 22 on this one on one heck of a route and a throw by Disher. 3 minutes left. The drive is going extremely strong. Now Disher takes it into his own hands here. He's going to slide down. He gets 8 yards on that carry and most importantly does not fumble. 2nd and 2. Disher again in the pocket. He sees Stephen Weldon across the middle. He hits Stephen Weldon. The cornerback holds on to the ball, makes a big catch and gets 21 yards to bring us down inside the 10. Disher was hit really hard on that play, but somehow he is still ready to go. Now we go to the QB read option again. Disher goes through. He trucks his way forward and gets down at the 1-yard line. Disher putting his body on the line, and he has to after playing so horribly. There's 2 minutes left, and we're trying not to score too quickly, but we also want to make sure that we score. We hand the ball off to Taylor Woods, and Taylor Woods gets a 1-yard touchdown run. We've seen a couple of these already this season. He had one last week, and he gets another one today. You guys know the motto. Big-time players make big-time plays, and JMU needs all of the big-time players today, and Rashad Jean Jr. is a big-time player. Major stop in the backfield. Preparing for the pass. Again, it's 2nd and 13. FSU goes to the hurry-up offense. They are trying to score and desperately quick. Now a quick check down. We're going to try to go in for the tackle. We end up stopping him after 6 yards. It's 3rd and 7. We're going to drop a defensive tackle actually back in coverage this time. So we're patrolling the middle. They go to a halfback screen. We have no one over there, but we finally get somebody over. It's 4th and 5. The defense came to play and we get a big stop. Now in the previous drive, Stephen Weldon had a huge reception that ended up putting us down inside the red zone, which led to a touchdown. Can he get a big punt return for us now to keep the momentum going for this offense? Well, the punt return, a little lackluster, but still 11 yards closer to the end zone than we were before. 1 minute and 8 seconds left. Can Joe Disher redeem himself and take down the number 6 team in the nation? We are about to find out. Now Disher's rolling out. He possibly could have hit a guy there. He throws a pass and Purifoy is going to intercept that one. Disher throws his 5th turnover of the afternoon. How did Purifoy grab that one? So close to being a dot, but it was intercepted. This could be heartbreaking defeat if JMU does not get their act together. The defense now has to bail out the offense. The pass across the middle is ended up brought down by Oliver after 4 yards. The clock is ticking. FSU is wasting all sorts of time here. You got to imagine, are they going for a run or a pass? What is their strategy? Are they just trying to go to overtime? Or what are they going to end up doing? And this ball's thrown deep. They beat the receiver, and George Campbell beats Charles Tutt into the end zone. Florida State scores a touchdown to give them the lead with 15 seconds left. After making the extra point, FSU has a huge lead here after a major play. Charles Tutt, one of the best cornerbacks in the nation, gives up the go-ahead touchdown. So here comes Joe Disher. No touchdowns and a lot of interceptions. With 12 seconds left, JMU isn't completely out of this, but they're not actually in this either. So they're going to go deep here. Disher's going to throw one, and that is going to be the 6th interception. Disher's arm strength, not there. The worst performance of his career, and JMU is no longer undefeated. And just like that, FSU gets the victory. And just like that, FSU is going to walk out of here with a W. With their backup quarterback, they beat the number 5 team in the nation. JMU is going to fall. Their undefeated season is over. And Joe Disher, there's a lot of questions about his performance. To recap how Joe Disher played, 16 of 26, 200+ yards, no touchdowns, and not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 interceptions along with 5 sacks. From a rushing perspective, Disher ended up with 25 yards on 15 attempts. Trey Sharp had 43 yards on 6 attempts. He should have gotten the ball a lot more, but Disher and Taylor Woods both got a touchdown today. And the receiving, Clay Smith was huge in that final drive, ending up with 90 yards in the afternoon, but everybody else was pretty much a single catch or not many yards at all. Defensively, there were some good players. King Ortiz with an abdominal strain still played extremely well with 8 tackles. Robert Branch and Rashad Jean Jr. were also very good in today's game. In terms of sacks, we didn't have a single one. In terms of interceptions, Not a single one either. So there were a lot of questions, most of them surrounding Joe Disher. A lot of people say he should have been benched in the second half and maybe this wouldn't have happened, but he did have a couple of good drives that led to touchdowns. Still, we got to figure out what to do with Joe Disher. Will he be benched? Should we bring Chase Sinclair in? Leave me a comment down below and tell me what you guys think. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more, make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more JMU videos. You can watch another one right now on the screen, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.